Greetings one and all. Love Them Knives channel. LTK here to talk to you about the Bark River MACV-SOG knife. It's a great knife. When I saw, I don't keep up on every knife that's in the market as they enter the market. So I was aware of Bark River knives. I've reviewed a few, this and that, and bam, all of a sudden I noticed they were making these. And so I don't know how long they've been out, but I said I must possess one. And this is one hell of a knife. It's one hell of a knife. It's CPM 3V steel, tool steel, right? And, instead of the A2 that they use most of the time, although I'm going to give you a link to some discussions on, the tool steel, the A2, as opposed to this CPM 3V, as far as field sharpening, ease of sharpening. The A2 is easier. As far as toughness and edge retention, this is better. I prefer this, but I guess if you were a field user and you had to sharpen it on something fairly rudimentary, maybe the A2 would be your choice. So I'm going to give you a link to where there's a comparison that this guy does, and he used them both in the field. Then I'll give you the information from, a link to actually the breakdown of how the knife compares with other tool steels, other blade steels, and oh God, I'm going to give you a bunch of links in here because I'm going to give you a link to the original history on the MACV-SOG knife that was done for the Vietnam Special Observation Group, Studies and Observation Group back then, and then Colonel Baker, who basically came up with this basic design, had it made in Japan during the Vietnam conflict. And of course, they were sterile, they were not marked because they needed to have deniability if these guys were ever caught in the North Vietnamese territory and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really fascinating history for this knife. I just love this Bowie blade. I like the way Bark River does it. Bark River knives, basically to me, I've handled the Randall knives and the Bark River knives, and it's really hard for me to determine the difference, other than I think Bark River uses better steels. So, Randall, I've had a few, and they've come and gone because they're like 400 and something, 500. This is $270 basically. So that's less expensive by a whole long shot. And let me see if, isn't this brass beautiful? I really like it. The accents are nice. It's just pretty stuff. This is antique ivory micarta. Look at your little spacers in here, front and back. That's some thick, maybe it's 1/4 inch, I don't know. Let's see if we can get onto it. Yeah, 6.3 millimeter thick stock. So yes, it is 1/4 inch, right there. So that is a big dog. Let me measure it out for you. Yeah, 6-inch blade, 11 inches overall. So, 28 centimeters and 15 and a half maybe centimeter long blade. Let's get this over here, and 24 millimeter thick handle, basically an inch thick. I love these finger grips on here. I like this antique ivory micarta. This probably wouldn't be your best choice for grippiness in the field, although, the canvas micarta and things like that might be a better choice. I got the feeling from talking to a rep that the antique ivory micarta is actually maybe a bit in danger of continuing in the Bark River line because they don't sell as many with this, with the antique ivory, which I'm blown away. That's just my first choice. Is what I go to. So really strange, huh? In any case, really beautifully done. The grind is really nice. I mean, Bark River stuff is just top of the line. Beautiful stuff. And I reckon, give me a piece of paper. I'll bet it's sharp too. Relatively, don't you think? I mean, for a big old bushcrafting type knife, which it's not. It's a fighting knife. So is this practical for, because I kind of double spoke on myself. Yeah, is this practical for out there? No, probably not that practical for out in the woods, camping, hunting, bushcrafting. Self-defense, yeah. In that regard. And yeah, hey, it cuts. I mean, you can use it for a lot of different things. There's your lanyard hole here, goes through. Here's your end piece. Isn't that pretty? That baby's just gorgeous. And I was taking my cover shot for this video, and my camera, I took it with my smartphone, and it focused on this, and it'll pull up their site, I guess, so you can register this. There's your little card that came along with this. An unlimited warranty. The life of your knife. And this baby doll, I just had this for background. You know what? I've had this sitting on this table for freaking years. And I've really never completely read this book called Battle Blades. It's really cool. See? It's interesting. I mean, all kinds of stuff in here. There's Randall. And just so. Kind of fascinating. In any case, I'll get that out of the way. Comes with this leather sheath. And apparently, you don't get a sharpening stone in here for field sharpening. Good luck with that 3V blade, brother man. Doing a little field sharpening. There you go. There you go. How about that? There you go. Whoosh, whoosh. No problem. Just a couple of shakes and it'll take it from dead dull to super sharp. Yeah, that's the big kind of problem there. But it's going to take a while to get dull. That's for sure. Oh, man, that just feels good in the hand. It just feels really good in the hand. That's just a good-looking knife. And it's so funny. They ship their knives out in these, and they kind of roll them up. They put this cardboard blade guard on here and roll it up in this paper. It's like connect with us live on Facebook, that kind of thing. And then of course this comes in a big long plastic separately. And interesting, huh? Nice leather sheath. Bark River. I saw a picture. I don't know if this is before their shop was remodeled, but they were sitting around at this table, doing these sheaths. So there you go, and it snaps together like that. Just an excellent looking knife. Man, that's some heavy duty stuff. That's really nice. Woo! In any case, so basically, you can pause and read if you want. This is from the Hattori Collector. I'm going to give you the link to this site where they discuss the MACV-SOG SOG buoy, SK3 carbon steel. I think they went to SK5 later. It was a blued blade made, contracted with Shokai and Japan Sword originally. Then there's a picture of the original knife that was sterile blade, of course, on it there. I mean, sterile, like no markings. And then the S1 and the story, Spencer Frazier contacted Bo Randall. He got referred over to A.G. Russell, which turned him on to this Seiki knives in Japan, blah, 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 blah. And then the 5th Special Forces crest near the... They did this. I had one of these for a little while. It came in a box. That's just kind of interesting. Been nice to have got that one new. But in any case, then Almar. And I've given you a link to the bio on Almar because I used to have a lot of Almar knives back in the day. This is a beautiful knife. Black micarta handle. See the spacers here and everything that they've really done really well with. And there's the backside with all the proper insignias. And you can see there's patina on the metal grommets here on that knife. Oh, well. Hey, it's been around a while. Almar died of a brain aneurysm in 1992. Then here's the Vietnam Special Forces commemorative. I had one of these. I wish I still had one of these. I've had so many things. And then the regular SOG. This is the super buoy. But, I mean, this is not the whole, but it's the large version of the regular size one. Just thought I'd give you a bunch of links there. You can kind of, if you're not familiar with the history and stuff, it's fascinating. It's a beautiful knife. I really like the design. Yeah, good size. And let's get some weight on it. In case you might just want to get one of these, throw it in your front pocket and walk around. And no, probably not. Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. So 365 grams. Let's just go over the ounces. 12.9 ounces. Hey, I think we've had a pocket knife that weighed that or more, actually. So it's light. Oh, it's just light and airy. Okay. Heck yeah. And, talking about, oh, God, this is such a nice knife. So nice. And I think when I saw Apostle P, I saw his video when he went up to Escanaba, Michigan, up in the UP, and talked with, is it Mike, the owner of Bark River? And they were talking about this convex grind, So it's a little bit more difficult than just doing your flat stones. And my fingers are, must be from handling that sheath. I got black on me. In any case, so, yeah. It's a different deal. I don't know if I owned one of these. If it needed sharpening, I think I'd be studying up on that. You might want to keep a heads up on that for how these need to be sharpened in accordance with the way they're done originally at the shop. Just a beautiful knife. And I thought, I could just EDC this. But then I thought, maybe I'll get this Bark River knife. The Micro Bravo, right? Hey, I like antique ivory. And here it is. What do you think? You think this deserves its own video? You can't see the knife? Oh, yeah. Flanagan, can you see this knife? This is just perfect for you, buddy. I said, I'm going to get a smaller knife, maybe one that you can EDC. I'll tell you what, I threw this whole thing in my pocket. It's shorter than the handle of Fancy. Fancy, get out here. Well, okay, with the sheath and everything, it's about the same size as the Para 2 is closed. But check this out. And I threw this lanyard on here. I got this lanyard as swag from a knife place. Schmuckatelli. Which one are you? Which one are you? Hold on. Schmuckatelli. The Joe Skull. Schmuckatelli. And so I go, oh man, that's a tiny little lanyard. What am I going to use it for? Ba-ding! Perfect, right? So this is the Micro Bravo. You know, I was looking for like a small one that you could like put. This is maybe just a little too small. But that is like, that's a keychain knife. That is like a neck knife. Except this wouldn't work for that. But it'd be cool to get a little Kydex sheath or something, which I'm sure you could have made. But I mean, this whole thing isn't anything. So let's do a size comparison. Yeah. Yeah, about the length of the handle. About the length of the handle. Full tang L-Max, huh? They ain't giving them away, but that's kind of interesting. I like that little lanyard on there. So I had to throw it in there just for shits and giggles. Yeah, how about that? You can just throw that baby in your pocket. Get out of here. So, in a smaller box too. I was looking for it going, where's the box? You know, it was so small. It was like I walked by it twice. $199 is the supposed. I bought mine a little bit cheaper than that. Like a whole lot. But in any case, yeah, beautiful knife. Just love it. Not too billboarded up. Yeah, I can live with it. Wow. Generational knife. Yeah, this is one that will look good for a long time. Yeah, and this is not going to stain up or patina up as much as A2 as well. But in any case, okay. I've, schmucked around with this knife enough. It's just beautiful. Big, thick blade stock all the way through back in here. Tough as nails. But good looking? Oh, man. It's almost too good looking to really, really get down with. But you know what? Oh, yeah. It'll get her done. It'll get her done. All right. Have we made a big enough mess? Flanagan, are you going to hang in there with us? Okay. I know you like this knife. But we're going to let you go now. Bark River. How crazy is that? I like their knives. That little one, it'll get EDC'd. This one, I don't even think I'd hang that around my neck. That's just too much. But take care, my friends. You know what we do around here. What do we do, Flanagan? Come on. We love them knives, don't we? So stay sharp.